Hello, 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 my good people. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to another episode of Sippin N Trippin. Episode. I have a thing with that damn word, episode. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but it's right? Episode. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight. If you get a chance to come on, we are celebrating International Women's Day. We're also it's Women's History Month. Oh, which is great. I feel like this month or this day is like a small mini Mother's Day, but it's not really. Um Man, it's been like my kids got to get back into sports because I feel like I'm getting myself into a whole bunch of shit. Having a little too much free time for myself. But it's enjoyable. I am enjoying these few days that we don't have to be running off and shoveling off to sports because I know I think wait what's the date? Shit. Oh. Starting next week, and I think my son actually starts his baseball games. So we're gonna start back into all of that stuff. Um and I'm not sure. I haven't signed up my little one yet for baseball, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna coach baseball yet. I know I've gotten a lot of encouragement in regards for me to start coaching baseball. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know what y'all think. Should I coach baseball too? Ah, um. Well, salute to whoever's watching, and if you watch this later, salute at that moment. Hopefully, y'all are drinking with me. Um, but yeah, International Women's Day. I didn't post anything today because I was kind of busy today. I've been hella busy at the salon, so I'm kind of glad that my kids' sports have taken a pause. I'm gonna hopefully with baseball, there's so many freaking games, especially for my oldest son, that it's just like I already had to talk with him. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it out to all your games. So we'll see. And hopefully I'm not lagging too much. I don't know what's up with the internet. I did pay the bill. So I'm gonna have to have my tech guy, Mr. Juju, come and take a look at see what's the problem. But yeah, hopefully y'all had a great weekend. I don't know if y'all seen the pictures on the social media. I was out on Friday at Noche de Risas, that was hosted by Mr. Ruben Ramirez. And that was a great night. We had a great time. The B-side family showed up, and showed out a little bit. We did a little karaoke. I know I didn't sing my other song, but I did sing a house song that I did not know the words to. I'm like, oh my God, this has so much more words than I expected. And I'm not apparently a good person to yes, Ruben Ramirez for hosting B-side at Noche de Risas. If you guys haven't checked it out, it was hosted at My Buddies. Um, but you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. See what next shows they have coming up. I think the next one might be like April 7th or some shit. But we had a great time. We did some karaoke. Me and my homegirl and my homeboy CJ ended up going down to Wrigley just for a drink, and then everybody kind of dispersed, and I had to come home. And then Sunday, I went out to Gino Rock and Romo had like a day party over at Joe's in Rosemont. Lord help the children. Like for me, like I to my girls that came out with me that night, like I appreciate y'all. We went out there as a whole bunch of I don't know, it was probably like I don't know, maybe 12 of us that night. I just remember dancing. I remember having a great time, running into people that I haven't seen in years. Running into like some of my homegirls that again I haven't seen in years. And it was just like, Jess, is that you? Oh, hey, how you doing? But it was a great time. I mean, it was a day party, so literally we started drinking. I had my first drink at 10, but that was kind of like the start off, which I probably shouldn't have did it. But anyways, let's just say I just got home at like 10 o'clock p.m. So that was a long time. Let's just say my legs hurt because I was being a little monkey. I was dancing all over the place. I didn't sit down since we got there. I didn't have a seat. I was dancing. I was jamming. They were playing some fire ass music. It was everything from freestyle to house music. It was just a great time. The bits that I do remember, because I got a little intoxicated, you feel me? But it was a good time, and I made it home safely. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed the. That's how you know you're getting old, because you want to like day drink and do day shit so that you can get home and be home by like anywhere from 7 to 10 o'clock, and be able to go to work the next day. Luckily, I don't work on Monday, so I was able to like. I did not wake up with a hangover. I probably should have drank some more water. But yeah, no, we had a great time. To my girls that came out with me that night, and then I made some new friends that night too. Awesome people. We had a good time, from what I remember. Nobody called me the next day yelling at me or none of that shit. So it was a good time. This weekend I'm probably gonna lay low, because then we have another big weekend for my nephew's birthday coming up on the 18th. And I told you I'm gonna try my little stand up comedy that day. So we'll see. I'm working on my material now. I mean, it's my nephew, and like, I'm gonna roast him, but like he's so cool. Like there's not much. I'm gonna talk shit because that's what I do. I'm gonna talk shit. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna have to tap into his sisters and brothers and see what kind of stuff I can pull out of them about when they was growing up, and then go from there. But we had a good time. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna lay low this weekend, and then next weekend is on and popping. But yeah, I wanted to go into this, have a show in regards to International Women's Day. And I know, like, I have people on my social media that has been like posting ever since, like, so it's on my, what is it, day 8? It's March 8th, right? They have been posting like history, women in history that have done great for us. I wanted to more touch on people in my life, like regular women. You know what I'm saying? Like that have like made an influence on your life. Hey Eminem, hey Martha. Just regular women in your life. I feel like, don't get me wrong. I know it's women's history, right? But I feel like, part of my history and me growing up, the influences that I was projected around, I feel like it's important to also honor them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell y'all a story like I always say real quick, but my stories are never real quick. So I remember in my elementary, away from like my teachers, I had this one teacher, Miss Sinalone. Sinalone, I might have her name wrong, but she was like a great influence because she was a bigger woman, and she like, when I tell you, I went to school out west, okay, off of like Weston and Taylor in Chicago. And I tell people all the time, like, I grew up in an era where we just talked hella smack. We talked shit about each other. Nobody was hella sensitive. And then when you got to that point where you were being too much, you learned how to reel that shit back in. Because, like, we want to talk shit, but we also don't want to, like, make you cry. You know what I'm saying? So I remember her, like, she walked around. She had one of them teachers with the big old booty and shit, you know what I'm saying, walking around. But she would put you in your place quick. You feel me? Like, we did not want to test her. But I remember there was this one lady. Um, I feel horrible because I cannot remember her name. Because we called her Big Mama. I think if you never had a big mama in your life growing up, I kind of feel bad for you a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I had a big mama in my life. Not, like, I know sometimes they say big mama and it's like referred to like your great grandmother or that mother on your block that everybody used to go to their house to. But no, like, she was our lunch lady. And so I didn't do this whole like you went to elementary school, then you went to a junior high. My school was you went from kindergarten to eighth grade. You feel me? And so we actually, in my school, we actually had an actual fucking cafeteria where the motherfuckers used to cook the shits in the morning. You had breakfast, you had lunch, you know what I'm saying? Even after school lunch. So she was the head chef or cafeteria lady, right? And but she like took a group of us girls, like I don't want to say we was troublemakers because I don't consider myself a troublemaker in elementary school. But she kind of took us in. She actually had like an afternoon class where she taught us how to crochet. So that was the objective, was she taught us how to crochet, which I did learn how to crochet. I made my own little blanket and stuff. But she also took that time to just check in with us, like how we were feeling, how was our school day going, how our, like, if we had shit going on at home. Like she took that time to check in with us, and I feel like she also like encouraged us. She like, I always call it like planting seeds, where they kind of like, like, you guys are beautiful, don't let nobody fucking like talk shit to you, stand up for yourself, you guys have a sisterhood, like watch out for each other, that type of stuff. um but she was also like, she would also talk shit too, though, like she was quick with it too, like she would sit there and talk to us and be like, now you know damn well that was a stupid reaction to your remark and whatever, like she would call us out on our bullshit. So if you don't have a person like that in your life, you need one. I think sometimes I think I'm like that. So in regards to Big Mama, right? So sometimes I feel like out here with my son, away from my size, I feel sometimes like with my son and his friends, I'm almost kind of like the Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that mother that we cool, but I will cuss you out in 2 seconds if I see that you're doing something stupid. And I feel like I'm surprised actually, as of yet, knock on wood, that it ain't gonna happen soon. But like sometimes some of the shit that comes out of my mouth, I'd be like, you know what? One of these parents is gonna call me one day and be like, what the fuck did you tell my kid? Luckily, that hasn't happened yet. I don't try to be on no malicious shit, right? Um, but I will tell you what I'm thinking. If you ask me for some advice, I will try to give you some sound advice. But I do that at the stores. I do that at, like if I'm at a store and I see a child acting crazy, I I try not to. I really do try not to. But I'd be like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? You don't understand English?" Like like I remember I was at a store one time and this little kid was acting crazy to his mama. And I would looked at that boy and I said, at first, I look at my children and I say, "You see that shit? If y'all act like that, boy, I'll be going to jail because I will cuss you out. That's how you do not act first. Second, I would look at that child. I remember this one time I told this child, like, you don't understand English? And he was like, I do. And I was like, well, I can't tell because you're not listening to your mother. Like, what's wrong with you? You're not an adult, you are a child. And the mother looked at me like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, I know that was not in my business, but I feel like we're coming to a society where like we're almost walking around the world with blinders. Like it takes a village to raise your children. So if I feel like if I see your child doing something wrong or that shouldn't be doing that or shouldn't be talking some type of way or whatever the crap, and I've had children in my chair where I'd be like, I hear how you talk to your mother. And if I was your mama, mm, you would have been tasting my elbow. My would have been so far down your throat. But he ha ha lol. Because I'm trying to like convey a message without really trying to seem like I'm lecturing them. But so I feel like have I turned into did I turn into Big Mama? Oh my God. But if you haven't had a Big Mama in your life, I almost kind of feel sorry for you just a little bit. But I mean, no, wait, like my own mother is my influence, is a big influence in my life. Even though me and my mother are complete opposite. She's more conservative, more whatever, but little do they know that my mama talk a lot of shit. Hence why I am the way that I am, also away from just my family. But like my mother, I think like the way you speak around your children or to your children, about your children, is an influence. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother never talked down to me. My mother never was just like, you're ugly, you're big, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to, like, my mother never spoke to me that way. So I empathize with a lot of people that maybe didn't have that encouragement as children, but I'd never had that. So it was just like my mother always encouraged me to, like, but shit, she's probably regretting it now. But when I was younger, I was a bookworm. And I remember I was living on Keystone, and I remember my mama was like, "Man, you need to go outside and make some friends." She's probably regretting that decision now. Like, Mama, you need to stay your ass at the crib. But back then, I literally would just put my head in the books. I know it's shocking. I know, because you guys know this Jess, but the little Jess, I was shy. I had my head in the books all the time. I think I talked a little bit of shit, but just kind of quietly and not openly, like just to the people around me. But then there was a point that my mom was like, "You need to go outside. You need to go make friends on the block. You need to go do that." That's when back in the day, we used to run in packs outside. So then, of course, I made little friends and whatever, and got your best friend on the street. And but that's also an encouragement. Like, I never, like, if anybody tried to talk shit, there were people around to be like, "Yo, don't say that shit. That's rude." Whatever. So we didn't get to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always had somebody around you to protect. Like, I always had somebody around me to protect me, to make me not feel bad or whatever. So I always feel like, but that started from my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never would downgrade me. She never made me feel like I was ugly. She never made me feel like I was too big. She never made me feel no type of way that would make me feel insecure. You feel me? And then I had a lot of mamas in my life. I'm starting to think about, like, I'm trying to think of all what the women, like, there has to be, like, you guys have to have women other than, like, these great historian women, right? That made movements of, like, being able to ride on the bus, or being able to have women's rights, or being able to vote, being able to succeed in your dreams. Like, we have those pack of women. But I also wanted to acknowledge the little people, right? The little women, your mothers, your grandmothers, your aunts, your teachers, your hairstylists. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, salute them too while you're celebrating International Women's Day. In different cultures. Like, I had my best friend, Letty, on Keystone. Her mama was like my second mama, because I was always at her house. I mean, when I tell you I was always at her house, it got to a point that they were like, "Bitch, go home. You got to go." But they fed me, they clothed me. I would go on vacations with these motherfuckers. But her mother also was the same way. Like, she was encouraging. She never made us feel no type of way about our size. She would say that we were beautiful, we were gorgeous. Like, hold your head up high, don't ever. And that's one thing I will say my mother told me from the jump: do not ever. And when I say she said ever, it was a capital EVER. She said, "You never put your face down for nobody." And I was, she, no teacher, no boss, no thing, no nobody. Regardless if you know the language, because my mother came over here not knowing how to speak no English. But you came over here, you didn't put your face down for nobody. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your supervisor, your whatever. Like, I don't want, like, she was just like, you don't let nobody downgrade you. There's always a way to get around that shit. So that's kind of how I ended up, like, just like, I don't want to say not giving a fuck, but it's almost like not giving a fuck about what anybody thought about me. And again, like, I had my play mama from school, then I had my play mama from across the street. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, hmm, it was a trend. So now, and I laugh now because, like, I coached football, and then I did a little bit of coaching for wrestling. And all these parents be like, "Oh my God, Jess, you're so good with these kids." And what? Me? I don't like these little motherfuckers, yo. People be thinking like it's you're so funny, Jess. I be like, I'm so dead ass. Like I know I barely want to deal with my own children. You think I want to deal with 30 other people's kids? And I laugh because I sit there and I talk smack to these children, right? Just like I'm talking here, I talk the same way to these kids, maybe with less profanity. And they listen. And I'd be like, don't be like I told y'all the little booger with the wrestling thing. And I know it's probably not the appropriate way to talk to children, but I feel like that's how they understand you, kind of. I don't know, because it's just like, and I don't put myself on no pedestal in regards to parenting, because learn, honey, child, I'm learning too. But I always feel like if you go with good intentions going forward and you're dealing with other people's children, if I'm not telling your child to run in the middle of the street, or if I'm not telling your child to do something illegal or wrong or whatever, then don't yell at me as a coach or as another parent, because I am that parent that if I see you doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing, I'm gonna tell you don't do that shit. And then I might tell you, well, I told your son not to do that shit, because just so you know, we on the same boat. We parenting together. Um, I'm trying to think, like, so that was like my childhood, and then I got into my teenage years. I had, so he's not a woman, but I will acknowledge I had a gym teacher. He was, I think I might have told y'all this story before, but he was my gym coach, and he had a big old pitchfork on his arm, a tattoo. So I'm starting to get into like just the influences in your life. Um, so I used to call him GD folks, and he was like, "I'm not gang banging people, so don't come at me with no messages about none of that shit, please." But I used to call him GD folks, and he was just like, "I'm not no gang banger." This from my soror. I don't know what you call a guy's thing, his college group thing. Sorority is probably not the right word. I know it's not. Y'all gotta help me out. I know it's not the right word. Fraternity. Thank you. So fraternity. So he was like, that's for my turn. But anyways, so I used to cut his class. Do you understand? I was cutting his class one time. Walking to the bus stop, this man started throwing rocks in my ass. He didn't hit me, and I think he didn't hit me on purpose. He kind of threw them further. Maybe is a story I'm telling myself. But he used to also the same thing. So when I used to cut his class, he'd be like, I see you, Doyola. I'm gonna put a big old F on your shit. But when I did show up to his class, he used to also encourage, like, yo, he wouldn't say like we were pretty or gorgeous and none of that shit. He used to just be like, y'all ain't no different from these dudes. Y'all just as strong as these dudes. For anything, he's like, I think women, he used to say, women are stronger than dudes because we're stronger here. Like, and I don't want to say nothing around no means, but like men are more stronger physically, but women are more stronger mentally or emotionally. But I think that's why men and women kind of, because where I lack, you can help me out, and where you lack, I can help you out. You feel me? Um, I'm trying to think if I had any women teachers in high school, and I can't. Nobody stands out. But again, I smoked a lot of weed back then, so like it's kind of fuzzy high school. But even just going into, I will bring up another woman. She was actually my HR person when I used to work in transportation. She was a short little Middle Eastern. I don't want to say Indian. I think she was Indian. But she was this little like short Middle Eastern lady. I'm short. I'm 5'3", and I think she came up to like my shoulder, maybe my ear. But anyway, she was shorter than me. But that motherfucker, boy, she walked up in that bitch like her nuts were like 10 inches each. She she walked around heavy, like you. She walked in the room. You were like, You were a little scared of her because you didn't know what was gonna come out of her mouth. She would cuss you out so quick, man or woman, but not inappropriately. The funny thing is that she would cuss you out, but with like this, like I think she grew up in London, maybe. I don't know. She had this accent to her, and she would like tell you about yourself, but in the most nicest way without using profanity. And I would sit there and be like, did this lady just cuss me out? And I don't even know that she cussed me out. What in the hell? But she was smart about her money. So she was teaching me in regards to like money management. I think that is what we do need to have talks with our children in regards to money management, not even just like savings, just even stocks. Like, I think everybody's now is learning in regards to investments into stocks, into all of that shit. I think that's something that you do need to have a talk with your children. Because I think when I was growing up, we were just taught to save, 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 save. But you put that in the bank and it ain't doing nothing for you. So now I think we need to teach our children how to like invest. You know what I'm saying? Like if I would have invested in Nike back then, if I would have invested in like when Netflix came out, if we would have invested in McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Like, whoa, I don't know. Were there investments or were there people in your lives that kind of like pushed you to make you see the world differently? I don't know. I'm trying to think like, and those are like little things. Because when I was who was that? I'm trying to think because there was a moment in, oh man, see my brain don't be working all the time. Was it her? It might have been her. Where she was just like, you know what? Like that's when I started understanding about my credit. I didn't know nothing about no credit. We rung up fucking credit card bills. This is you pay, you did pay, whatever. We was young and stupid. You feel me? In my 20s. And then she would talk to me about your credit. Like she was just like, you can have no money, but if you got some credit, you got all the money. And let me tell you that she wasn't lying. She is not lying. She would talk about like, yo, if you got good credit, you can make mountains move versus you having $10,000 in your bank account. And I was just like, it didn't make sense to me then, but it makes sense to me now. Now that we focused on credit, not you focused on shit like that, how to smart loans, interest rates, all of that. I'm not gonna get into none of that shit because I really don't know a lot about that shit. I'm still learning myself. So I think that like I don't know. I mean, did you guys have big mamas and people that influenced your invest in, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to say that word. Ethereum. Ethereum. English was not my strong suit. I was Ethereum. Ethereum. Ethereum? Give me a thumbs up if I said that right. Ethereum. I don't even know what that is. But I'm not gonna I don't know, Eddie. Because weren't you the same one that was talking about Bitcoin and look what happened to them? I'm just saying. But there's a lot of other influence, whether it's your aunties. Like, you know what I did learn from my aunties though? Like, so looking back at some of my aunts and uncles in their marriages and whatever, I may not agree with it a whole 100%. But just to see how some of these women backed up their husband to the T. Like these ladies ride or die for their husbands. I think that was a great way to see growing up. Again, I may not have agreed with it all because I'm out here. Man, fuck, I want to do that shit. I want to do that shit until you end up in that situation where you love this man, right? And you're like, damn, I gotta support him. I gotta back him up. We are a unit. We are supposed to be in this together. So seeing that from some of my aunts, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, huh. And then there's no one right or the other. Like some of them went through some turmoil, whether it was infidelity, whether it was like having other children by other women, whether it was just, money matters, whatever. I would see them sad one moment, but at the end of the day, she stayed true to her man. And I'm just like, to me, some people might look at that shit and be like, she will weak. I don't look at it that way. I look like this woman really got her man like that. Like, I, you know, like I'm not a super religious person, but, I like to suck information from all different places. And I'm just like, and then I got to make you think, right? Then I got to play the devil's advocate. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, would those men support them that way? Like, if y'all were in a marriage, and I'm not trying to talk about no shit, and I'm not directing this information to no particular people before y'all start texting me and shit. Like, if the woman, because I've seen it in like my little Hallmark movies. Like if the woman were to step out, and I know it's happened in our society, because then they wouldn't make movies about it, right? But if the women were to step out of their marriage and got pregnant by a man, would that husband stay in that relationship, or would they go? I think the majority of men, the majority, not all, but I think the majority of men would be, pew, bitch, bam, 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 bam. Hey, Chrissy. Um, but there's been a lot of women that these men have had children outside of their marriage with other women, right? And yeah, they might have their fights and maybe they split up for a little while, but the women will still be like, they're like, man, you know what? I love this man. He made a mistake. I have made vows with this man before God or whatever. And they stick it out. I don't know if I have that type of strength if you stepped out on me like that. But it was nice to like, now that I'm older, now that I've experienced life more, because when I was younger and I would be like, oh, why she stay with him? Like, she's stupid. Talking all that shit. And now that I'm older, I'm just like, huh, interesting. So I actually will salute my aunties, because to me, that takes a strong individual to continue to love this person who did you wrong. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you stepping out. I've been in jail. I've been in jail. I'm sorry. I don't know if I have them strengths. But no, like I again, going back to, again, refocus. Going back into that type of stuff, I feel like that was strengths. Even with my girlfriends, like there's some of my girlfriends, little do they know that me seeing them, like I know they tell me all the time, like watching me grind, watching me have the salon and my own business and working part time and dealing with the children and coaching and all of this, that I like amaze them. But little do they know that they amaze me. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to be a stay at home, I could never. Maybe because I didn't have the opportunity, but like some of my bitches, they stay at home mothers. Look, COVID showed me that I am not made to be a stay at home mother. Okay, no. COVID, when I had to shut down this motherfucker. Look, hold on. Before, oh Lord, I gotta pour me a drink for that one, because when COVID hit and they told me I had to close the salon down for some time, and the kids weren't in school, and I had to wake up with them, breakfast with them, lunch with them, dinner with them, play with them, read books to them, all like all the time, 24 hours. 7 days a week. That lasted 1 week with me, and then I went and got a job. So to my stay-at-home mothers that deal with children, and I got one girlfriend that at one point I think she had like 3 kids under the age of 6. Girl, salute to you, because I could never, I couldn't do it. I, mm, mm, I had no hair. I probably would have been in jail. I'd probably be divorced. My husband would have been like, "Bitch, you crazy." So yes, to the stay-at-home mothers, I salute you because I could not. And then on top of that, you still had to keep your household together. Then by the time you finish the breakfast, you had to already be thinking about lunch. And then by the time you finish with lunch, you're like, oh shit, now I gotta cook dinner. I swear to God, I felt like I was always in the kitchen. And I like to cook. So to my single mothers, I'll give you another one because I could. So to you husbands that had a stay-at-home wife that had to deal with your offspring, you better buy them an extra present for Mother's Day. Cause that shit is hard. People be thinking that these stay-at-home mamas be having it easy. They can stay at home. They no the fuck they can't. It's hard. Then you gotta pick up kids and drop them kids off, and then you still got a little one on your hip, and you didn't. Woo, no, you stay at home and deal with that shit. I'll go to work. I couldn't. Maybe that's why God made my children 10 years apart, because I couldn't do that shit. No. Also, I would say I will salute. So this is just a show of saluting my people, right? If y'all got some people y'all want me to salute and shout them out on here, you let me know. I will, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna also salute some of my customers. So I am a person that in order for me to work things out that go on up here, um, you talk it out. I talk it out. And when I talk it out, and I maybe it's because I hear myself, and I might have mentioned this on the show before. I kind of get my epiphanies like, oh, that makes sense, or oh. So I have very selective few customers that I have been doing. Let's see, I've been doing hair for shit. I think almost 12 years now. Damn. But I've had customers that they've been with me for 10 years. So they're like customer clients, friends that have turned into friends. And again, a lot of my customers are older ladies. So they're in their like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Hey Chrissy. Hey Miss Dior. Um, no, you better speak up on that shit. No, but I've had customers, yeah, you can't. But no, like I say, whatever happens in the hair salon, it's like Vegas, baby. Whatever happens here stays here. I speak in general. But for me, sometimes when I'm speaking to, if I'm having an issue and I speak on it, you feel me? With certain clients, you can't tell everybody because everybody be like, I don't know your business, girl. Or even for them. Sometimes for my customers, they tell me their issues, right? And then we kind of talk through it. I try to give them a different perspective of like, well, maybe your husband or maybe your friend or maybe your colleague or whatever didn't understand that or was thinking this type, because like you can't see a situation just two-dimensional, right? You got to look at it from their point of view. You got to look at it from different people's point of view. I feel like that's the best way to come to a conclusion in any situation, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? But Chrissy, no, boy. I am one that I do wear. I could be a G. I'm a G, but I'm a sensitive motherfucker at the same time. You feel me? So, like, I have to talk my issues out, and then I get my understanding. Like, oh, our convo talking about how you met your match. I know. Um, sometimes, right? Whether it's me or my clients, sometimes those epiphanies or those are like pills that you're like, fuck, I gotta swallow them motherfuckers because I don't put myself in this position. Um, but to me it's like, again, I'm a person that I feel like when I hear it out and I put it out there, and then you know how you get those like little 3D things that you be seeing in the movies now, where you can kind of like turn it around and see what, it's all that sci-fi shit. That's kind of how, when I speak about an issue, that's kind of how I see it. Then I kind of can dissect it, and it's like, oh, maybe that person didn't mean it that way. Maybe I was in my feelings and I took it this way, and them not even know, or vice versa, right? So I salute my clients and the women that come into my hair salon, that actually we can interact that way. And they know that if I'm giving them my advice or my opinion or my point of view, that they're not taking it like I am judging them, or that I am going to look at them a certain way. Sometimes that's the best way to do. Got to have that personal convo with yourself and not seem crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to be also, I think on that point, you also have to be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to sometimes call your own bullshit out. Like, I took it wrong because I was in my feelings, or I was grouchy that day, or, whatever. Like, I think sometimes when you dissect a conversation, an argument, a mishap, or something that happened, or whatever. And then sometimes you can do all of that shit and be like, bitch, I'm still right. Fuck you mean? But you know what I'm saying. So I will salute the ladies, your girlfriends, your clients, that you can have around you, that um speaking of that shit, I'm gonna bring that up in 1 second. Salute the ladies, and even for the guys, like, because like some people say like you guys and girls can't be friends. To me, that's bullshit. But even to like your guy friends that can sit there and listen to your woman issues, right? To your woman shit, because they call it women, as my homeboy says, your woman chit chat, and still give you their opinion. Or like when I was dating, and I'd be like, yo, I don't, what the fuck is this dude doing, or whatever, and they would just blatantly be like, bitch, this is what the motherfucker trying to do or say, or whatever the fuck, and be like, because as a woman, I'm not understanding that. As a woman, I don't see, I'm not a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? So I would say salute your friends, salute your co-worker best friends, salute the people, the women that you have around you, that can give you their honest opinion, that you guys can fight. Ma'am, Maurice done got me through lots of shit. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it's not just just a girl. Like, you can have, I call them my guy girlfriends. And I know they probably don't like to hear that shit, because they were like, I ain't no bitch, you right. But no, but you also need like that, to like a man's perspective, because they don't. I would say women are more emotional beings, and not saying that men aren't, but I think men kind of have a more grounded perspective sometimes. I gotta watch my words right now, because I don't want somebody to take my shit and be gone with it and be like, "Well, you said no, the fuck I didn't." So, yeah. So salute those ladies that you can have around you. That do me a favor and never call your guy friends that ever again. I'm speaking from really my guy girlfriends. They're my guy girlfriends. Well, I don't want to say my guy friends. Because like, well, if we're depending on the subject that we're talking about, that's just me. My guy girlfriends, my guy girlfriend. That makes sense to me. But you guys are my guy girlfriends. If I come at you with an issue, then you're my guy girlfriend. Look, I got a message. Don't say that shit no more. I knew that was gonna spark something. But no, but I mean, I think it's healthy for guys also. On the flip side of that, I think it's also healthy for guys to have some women girlfriends or sisters or aunties or whatever that they can speak on and ask opinions and all of that. At the end of the day, I just feel like you are the circle that you provide yourself around. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you are who you keep around you. So, like, if you have a whole bunch of people that ain't doing shit on some bum shit, if you don't consider yourself a bum, you might want to reevaluate your surroundings. You feel me? Um, and I'm not talking shit. If you want to be a bum, do it. You know, I support you too. But you just ain't finna sit in this table. You feel me? Aspire to do some shit. And also, like, and it's not even just close friends. Do you understand that, like, I meet strangers because I do like to talk to people. I'll meet strangers and have conversations with them. And then for whatever reason, it'll get deep. And I'd be like, not knowing that it was going to go there. But then it's just like, at the end of the day, I'm still going to stay true to me. And then I also had to, like, warn them, like, okay, this is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I don't really like guy girlfriends. So just my guys. Am I supposed to just say my guys? Um, I'm trying to think who else. Other than your girlfriends. Um, I think I pretty much covered it. I just wanted to just take this moment to salute the little peoples that make your world move around smoothly. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I would say like your sisters, your friends. I'm trying to think who else. The gas station lady that when you walk up, she already know what you're gonna order and she already got your shit together. You feel me? Cause I know we working at the bar, I see the same people when I work certain days. I already know what they're gonna order, so I just put they shit in. They be like, "Girl, I love you for that." Cause I didn't even have to think right now, cause I'm tired of thinking for today. Thank you. I got you. I got you. I think that's what everybody wants is they just want to feel like they got from somebody. Um, but anyways, so that's my little thing in regards to salute to the women that you have in your life. Your yes, your therapist. So my therapy again is y'all. Or again, my clients, my friends, you know what I'm saying? And hell yeah, I feel you on that. My gas station, they be not right. Gee, pop, pop, pop. I know that's what you got. You ain't even got to say it. You feel me? You're the liquor store person. But no, damn, I lost train of thought. I forgot. Hold on. Let me get back to my. But yeah, so just salute those people. Don't forget to salute them people. Again, I'm not taking away from what other women did in our history. Did y'all see that movie Woman King? Bro, I was just like, there's also another show. I might have said this in my other show, but I got a short-term memory. No, I just got a bad memory. There's another show on Netflix that was called Women. No, was it African Queen or some shit? Shit, I can't remember. It's on Netflix, but it's a resemblance to um the movie. I think that's what I took from it. But just even little people like that Mexican chick that just won the first Mexican woman, I think, that just won her first UFC fight, or the UFC fight that happened this past weekend. I salute the little women and I am rising. Yes, honey. Yes. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, I am not, I don't consider myself a role model. But, there's a big but. But I will say that, because again, I do a lot of shit that you probably should not be doing. But in regards to in general, I do try to be a person that somebody can say, yo, she's doing her shit, or yo, she cool, or yo, like, I don't want to walk around the people, because trust me, there's a few out here, okay, that they be like, oh, I don't like her, oh, she's a bitch, or oh, she's her attitude funky, or like I don't want to be that person. Like you should not want to be that person. That when you walk into a room, everybody be like, I, I hope did she see me? I hope she didn't see me. Please don't talk to me. I don't want. You don't want to be that person. You feel me? Um. So just I just say like there in this world of so much BS, right? That just push your, and not just women, I will say women now, but just your people, like your people that you got around you, whether it's your man, your kids, your brother, your nephews, your nieces, everybody, like anybody's life that you can touch, that you that you can touch. Hopefully you're pushing them forward into their destiny. Does that make sense? A little bit. But I think that's pretty much what I had on my chest to talk about. But yeah, no, I was looking at my phone earlier, just now when y'all made me see me do that face. It reminded me I got my mammogram tomorrow. Oh, it sucks being a woman. I wish, like, I mean, I think I don't know what's worse. If it's worse to get your boobs crushed or to get your pee pee poked. Does it hurt for y'all guys when they, I don't know, because the shit's not cute. It hurt and it sucks being a woman. And then I heard, I'm not gonna say by who, but I heard that after like the age of 45, then you got to get your back door checked too. Oh my god. Oh, I it sucks getting old. So all you young people that are watching this damn show, enjoy your fucking youth. That's what you got to take away from this. Enjoy your youth, because getting old sucks. Your knees hurt, your shoulder hurt, crushed. I feel it's like, damn, man, give me a drink and give me a Rolls before you go crush my boobies on this damn machine that don't even say, bitch, I love you. Like, damn. At least hug me after. I should tell the technician, you gotta hug me afterwards because I feel abused. I feel victimized after we get a mammogram. That shit hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's not like I'm gonna die, but it's uncomfortable. And I don't know if men have to do that. Like, y'all don't have to sit there on a machine and get your balls fucking crushed. Why they gotta crush our boobies? I'm against it. I'm gonna go do it because that's the healthy thing to do. But it's not comfortable. I don't know any woman that likes that shit. I'm waiting. Is there any women that like that shit? No, there's not. We're not waiting any longer. But anyways, so yeah, that was my just appreciate the people that you have around you. So I actually my children wanted to be on my show today. I don't know why. They wanted to get on the show. So I told them little baby kids of mine that they can be on my Mother's Day show. I don't know how that's gonna go. I still got a whole month to like think about that show. I might go to jail that day because I might be wringing somebody's neck on live, and I don't want to do that. So pray for me, y'all. But the next show is gonna be, mark it on your calendars, please. March 22nd. Um, there's gonna be a few things that'll be happening, so that's gonna be a nice little catch up show because we actually, so daylight. Remember, y'all, to change your clocks because daylight savings time is this Sunday, the 12th. I'm actually going to my girlfriend. So this is how you know you fucking getting old, right? We don't have birthday parties no more. We have daytimes. We have day parties. We day drinking. Can't do that nighttime shit no more because we old. People gotta sleep. But my girlfriend is actually, her birthday is coming up on the 15th, and we done called off of work. We are actually gonna go and link up at somebody's house and have a little day drinking to celebrate her birthday. So I'm gonna be, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. And then and that weekend after, on the 18th, is when we're gonna have my nephew's birthday party. And I'm gonna try this whole little stand-up comedy stuff. Hopefully I don't bomb. So y'all send me your good laughter energy, your humor energy. Send it to me so that I don't bomb. We'll see. Maybe I like it, and maybe I'll bomb and be like, oh my God, I'm never going to do that shit again. Holy baloney. But as Ruben told me, I think it was actually more than a year ago. He was one of the first ones that actually encouraged me to think about even doing stand up. Was that like, yo, you're right. um, so I don't know if it's gonna be a roast or we're just gonna be talking shit. But that's my nephew. He turned in 23. The owner of Excel Barber Studio. You feel me? So we're gonna have his birthday party on the 18th at the bar, one of the barber shops. So again, hopefully I don't bomb. And if I like it, then you never know. You might see just the best doing some shit. Or you might see me in the corner crying and be like, I'll never do that shit again ever in my life. Why y'all make me do it? Because I'm going to blame y'all. Because y'all encouraged me to do that shit. No, but yeah, so y'all will hear. If y'all see me come on the next show on March 22nd and I'm crying, then y'all already know, like, I ain't never doing that shit. I'm probably get drunk and be like, let me forget this night. I don't think so, but we'll see. We shall see. You never know. But hopefully, y'all enjoyed the show today. If y'all can do me a favor and heart, like, share, do something, let your people know what y'all watching. Um, Thank you, Miss Dior. We shall see. I don't know. But see, I don't consider myself a funny person. I always just say, like, I don't think I'm funny. I just talk a lot of shit. And I like to make myself laugh. So then that's why I think other people laugh because I think it's funny. So we'll see. I'm working on some material. But y'all know I'm a talker. So I'm like, I don't want to tell y'all a 10-minute story. And then I only got like 3 minutes to talk. But yeah, so I hopefully y'all again salute the women, the little women that made an impact in your life. Um, I shared a few with y'all from my childhood. Um, Mother's Day is coming. Not to take nothing away from Father's Day, but I'm just saying I think of women again, not to take nothing away from the men, but I think women we wear a lot of hats. We wear a lot of we multitask in a lot of departments. We are therapists to our children, to our spouses, to our family members. We also work. We are coaches now. We are chauffeurs. We're Ubers and shit without getting paid. We're chefs. We are house cleaners, cleaning people, women, all of that shit. We're nurses. You know what I'm saying? We're a whole bunch of shit. You feel me? So all I'm saying is take that into perspective when you're thinking about doing something special for your woman. And I also encourage not to wait until Mother's Day to let your woman know that she's loved. If it's a simple thing of giving her some flowers or a card or a massage or a tattoo or something. But anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. Again, share it with your people. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your week. Until we meet again, I'm out.